guys, Jess from Peace Love Books, and today I'm here with a book review for The Kiss Thief by LJ Shen. This book came out earlier this year, so it's pretty new, and this was the pick what I read next for February, so I did read this like the last day of February into the first couple days of March, so my review is a little late, so I apologize for not having this in my February wrap-up, but this book got so much hype when it was released. I had no idea what it was about when I first heard about it and when it was picked for my pick what I read next, but then I saw a few people online read it, so it was Melanie from L to the Any and Riley from Riley Marie Reads. I believe they buddy read it together, and so when I was watching a few of their vlogs, I did see them talk about it, so after that I knew a little bit about what it was about going in. All I will say, it's about a girl who's 18. She's young. She's 18 and she is like a mafia princess, so her dad is like this Italian mafia guy who has his own organization and like is priming her to be the perfect wife. He doesn't let her leave the house. She has her like gardening and that's it. She's very much like the innocent girl who is going to be married off to someone for a political move kind of thing. And she is currently crushing hard on this boy that she's grown up with, and they've been dancing around each other. She's never been kissed. And so what happens is there is this box of like destiny things. I'm really bad at explaining this right now, but these little slips of paper tell her things. So it says like her first kiss will be the man she marries or something, and it's like on that night, and so she's so ready for it to be this boy that she's been crushing on for a long time at this like ball they go to, and someone steals her kiss and she ends up having to marry him. And so it is an arranged marriage and hate to love, and it is an age gap mafia romance. It's like all those tropes bundled into one. And so I did not get that from this cover. I definitely did not think that that's what this book was about, but it is. It's definitely hardcore mafia romance. And so I was not a fan of the romance in the beginning. I thought it was very weird because he was like 30 and she's like 18. And so I didn't feel any connection or chemistry because she didn't have any feelings for him, and he was like weirdly infatuated with her, but not really. It was like he was doing it to prove a point. And so she has to move in with him because she's gonna get married to him. And I didn't like this until like we saw more humanity from him and like him acting like an actual human being instead of this like, you know, cold-blooded, cold-hearted politician who gets what he wants and is doing everything that's political moves kind of thing. He is a senator, and I don't think that I really got anything about him that showed he was a senator, except for when he would like go on business trips and stuff, but he was a very corrupt guy, so he had his hand in a lot of mafia related things. That's why he knows the main character's dad, and so I didn't feel it was super believable that he was a senator and like a politician. But the whole, if you love a mafia romance, you're gonna love this. So like there is a lot of political moves, I want to say. I know I keep on saying that, but like everything's done for a reason to get something out of people. And so her dad's very strategic and puts his career ahead of his daughter, and so she kind of realizes that she is not as loved as she thought she was because she is just being primed as a tool in his job and in the mafia. And so I do think though this was a mafia romance, but I didn't feel a lot of danger really. There were a few points where like her life was on the line because of bad people, but I wanted a little bit more suspense than what we got from the mafia books that I have read before. But I was a little annoyed by her character because she was so very sheltered and innocent and naive to the point that was kind of annoying, but she definitely grows a lot as a character in this and is trying to achieve things she wasn't able to living under her father's roof because she is very independent and wants to go to school and wants to have a career, and her dad's just like, no, you don't need college because you're not going to get a job because you're going to be a dutiful wife and have a bunch of children and do what women do. And so she really tries to show that she's not going to do that, and she's not like some pretty little girl who just sits at home and cooks and cleans and takes care of the kids. And so I did enjoy that. I'm sorry, I'm like all over the place. I keep on remembering what I want to talk about. Going back to the romance, like I said, I didn't really like the romance or like buy into it until they started talking to each other as equals, and like I forgot their age gap, and like they seemed to get along really well. And I mean, like, not get along really well, they still fought a lot, but like see each other as people instead of as 30-year-old and 18-year-old when their age didn't really seem like that big of a deal to me because they seemed to be just normal people in a relationship. I don't know how else to explain that because the very beginning was very obvious of their age gap, and it felt not on an even romantic level, if that makes sense. So I took a while to get into this. That's why I knocked off a star. I ended up giving this book a 4 to 5 stars. It took a little bit for me to get into it, and then I'm like, okay, now I kind of like get this romance and I'm kind of into it. At the beginning, I really didn't feel any romance whatsoever. She was still hung up on this other guy she liked. There was some miscommunication that was like kind of annoying because like that's a trope I don't like in the end, that kind of like tried to throw their relationship for a loop. But I really enjoy this. If you like a dark, kind of cliche mafia novel, I hate using that word, but it is. It was just kind of cliche, like what you would expect out of one, then you're gonna love this. She is your typical like scaredy cat little girl in this big bad world, that this big bad man, his name's Wolf even, like that comes to whisk her away, and she's all like no, and then like kind of falls for him. So it's nothing special. I get why Riley and Melanie gave it 3 stars. I think they both gave it 3 stars. That's what made me a little skeptical going into this. A lot of people I know online were giving it 5 stars, but that's what they do with LJ Shen books, and for her books, I feel like they're not as amazing as people make them out to be because, I don't know, everything I've read by her has been a 4-star or less, except for Midnight Blue, I think was one that wasn't typical of her writing that I've read. Vicious, her novella that comes before Vicious, and this book, all 4 stars to me. Actually, the novella I really hated, so I think I gave it a 3 or 2 stars, but that's just what she writes. She writes very tropey, forbidden, taboo romances. So, I don't know, and like very aggressive, overbearing, mean guys. So if that's what you like, I think you would love LJ Shen. I think you would love this book. Like I said, I gave it a 4 to 5 stars. Nothing like amazing, but it was very entertaining. Once I got past the slow beginning, I started to like it. So if you have read this book, definitely let me know your thoughts. Let me know if you enjoyed it, if you thought it was as amazing as everyone seems to think it is, if you think that it's just another mafia romance. I don't know. Let me know. That's all I really have to say about this book. Nothing else. It was just a book. It was good. Wasn't blown away. I don't know how many more LJ Shen books I will read. I think I'll try more in the Vicious series just to see if they get better. But she's just like a good author to me. It's not like they're amazing. They're not 5-star reads. They're just good. So yeah, that's all I have. Let me know your thoughts down below if you have read this or if you want to read it. I would love to know. As always, thank you so much for watching and have a good day. Bye.